Evening, Mark. How you doing?
Hi Dave, I'm great,
Good,
thanks mate. How are you?
good to have you. So, for everyone, where there's the reason why we're having this chat tonight is that sort of our path, mine and Mark's path, we have not crossed. We've kept in touch over the last few years, but I first sort of got in touch with Mark. Oh, was it just before? Just it was lockdown.
Yeah,
To reach out to him to be a coach for me. And to help me through a period in which we kept you helped me for a number of years. It was amazing.
thank you.
But before that, 20 years before that, Mark actually DJ'd for me for the night when I done Kulo. So
When I was this guy
um
here.
yeah, yeah, we actually booked Mark and Rocky
Yeah,
as the Problem Kids.
yeah,
And you
brilliant.
were actually our first guest to
Oh, it's
play in Cardiff
amazing,
for
amazing.
Kulos.
Yeah,
But and
amazing.
then fast forward 20 years, I come into you because what happened, I was just trawling the internet and I seen a live remix and thought, hang on, what's all this about? And then there was a connection. Obviously, I connected straight away.
Well, you were like, hang on a minute, I know him.
Yeah, yeah. There's this DJ now in London who's actually played for me, and he's talking about actually he had he had a turbulent sort of period in his life and turned things round. I think actually let me understand that for myself.
Love you,
And
love you.
I had sort of period then, and I've come out of it, and it was all, to be honest with you, Mark, we were speaking quite a lot, and you helped me a huge amount.
Oh well,
And then
I'm really first. Let me interrupt, mate. I'm so grateful to hear that. Thank you.
but you
Apologies
sort
for
of let me
interrupting.
fly off then as well, didn't you? So we fly off, but we always kept in touch,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
in that time, I've grown this sort of brand in the music, and why we've come back into sort of having this connection now as well is that some of you might have seen that John Lewis had, and where Alison Limerick, Where Love Lives, is the main song of it. Our first sort of design was Where Love Lives, so it's and Mark then got in touch saying, "Hang on follow on from Life Remix. I know you've done Money Remix, which I've read as well, which is a great book,
Thank you.
but you're doing Love Remix." I'm thinking, there it is, and we've got Where Love Lives as a brand. We've got Big Love, Show Me Love, yeah.
There's
So
a lot of love. There's a
there's
lot
a
of
lot
love
of
going
love.
on in the music in Cardiff.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of love on that. So we thought, well, actually, let's have a talk about you as a DJ, the concept of, sort of the book, and yeah, just understand where you're going from it. But it's going back. Let's get me get my questions up here. I'm going old school here. I've got my glasses on. You've played some of the obviously the biggest clubs, in the world, but looking back, you know, on that time. Does the energy from then still drive you?
Yeah, 100%. I get asked all the time if I miss DJing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and the honest answer is no.
yeah,
I still do a little bit of DJing here and there because it's just in
yeah,
my blood. I mean, first time I heard music, uplifting music, I was 6 years old. So, it doesn't,
yeah,
you don't suddenly go, oh, that's over. It's there and it's always
yeah,
there. But to be honest, I have found, well, because of my trials and tribulations in life remixed,
yeah,
including, an incurable disease and bankruptcy, which kind of, kicked my ass
yeah.
at the time in my 30s. Because of those things, I had to remix my life, right? I had to change things around and do something different and find a new way to live. And
Mm.
thankfully, being an author has come quite naturally. And I'm on my fourth book now. This is the fourth one, Love Remixed. Um, and with that in mind, I've got the same energy because I just bring joy to people. I don't miss DJing because I've just found more vehicles, other ways to bring joy to people. This guy up here brought joy to people with music all of the time, and now I've just got multiple other tools at my fingertips that bring joy to other people, and that just not replaces it, but it's just part of it. So no, I don't miss the DJing. No, it was a part of my life, and it was beautiful. And when I do get to DJ, I really enjoy it.
So yeah, so obviously clubbing and DJing, it's the dance floor always seems connected. I mean, it's everyone's in there for the same reason for the music, So that's is has that helped you shape sort of those connections from your clubbing days?
Yeah.
What is that? What the lessons you've taken, or any part of that have gone into your book?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the lessons of, the dance floor back in the 80s and 90s was we were all one, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
we were all one at that time. I'm sure
yeah,
many
yeah,
people know what I'm talking about, and that's all in Life Remixed. But ultimately, we were all one. There was a big, beautiful feeling of people, connection, love, joy, good times, and there was no. It came actually after a period of sort of football violence and all kinds of things that went on the terraces, and all of a sudden that was gone because we
yeah,
were all in this big sort of states where we were all loving each other. But that connection was very, very real because it was fueled by good times. So but ultimately I feel that we're all capable of feeling true love and
yeah.
indeed great feelings. And what I've found with many, many, many coaching clients in the last 6 years globally is that when they're having challenges,
Mm.
uh, it's because quite often they're not actually in a state of love or self-love. They're not able to almost see the wood for the trees. They're not able to sort
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
out. And one of the things I've learned, I wasn't when I had my troubles with the incurable disease and the bankruptcy. I didn't love me. Do you know what I mean? I was just,
yeah,
I was all over the shop, and I didn't know why. And I studied with this guy, Bob Proctor,
yeah.
and I studied with Lewis Senior from Equilibria, and just kept on learning, kept on growing, and that's where Life Remix came from because the motivation for life was to write a book that would help people through any kind of troubles and challenges, and it was a very general book, bit of my story, and then this is how much fun I had. This is how bad it got, and then this is what I did to fix it. Whereas love is literally, hey, look, this is what love is about, and I suggest that you really do grab a copy and read it because I think I often say to people, don't accept or reject anything I'm saying.
Mm.
Just try it out for yourself, and then tell me
Mm.
if it works. And
Yeah, yeah.
you know as well as I do, much of the stuff that I've shared with you because it worked for me. Guess what? It also worked for you.
Well, yeah, I think that, what the from yourself, when obviously when we've chatted, you mean you've given your experiences and your thoughts and things, and this is where I interpret or where anyone interprets it into the, and as you know with me, sometimes I take a little while to get there to
Well, we
understand. I
should we should
understand it.
mention we should mention your e-colors because my e-colors are
Yeah,
yellow and red, which
yeah,
is like
yeah.
socializing and doing, and yours are. Can you remember?
Green and blue,
Blue, yeah, blue and green.
blue and
So
green.
so
Yeah, yeah.
like
The
steady
blue.
paced,
Yeah, yeah.
more empathy, more thinking, feeling.
Yes.
You need your time to process.
Yes, so I just so it did take a while. You mean, but you understand, and because you understood that, well, then the e-colors, you're patient, because that's the thing is some.
I also have a pause button on my wrist. There's a play and pause
Yeah,
button right there. And so, when people don't, get it immediately, and hey, guess what? Most human beings don't.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't. I had to learn and grow. But some people will get there quicker than others. There's no judgment here. It's all about understanding, But too many people quickly reject stuff that could
yeah.
actually really help them, and so that's really that's what love's all about and where love lives, Dave.
Well, exactly. But I think like with love, I think that you've got to start with yourself, and you
Oh.
have to. You've got to start. You've got to start. You can't go giving other people love. You've got to obviously start with yourself.
Well, a lot of people don't even really know what love is, from my experience.
Yeah,
They can't clearly define it.
yeah,
When I ask someone what is love, and they just go, "Ooh," and they just, it's a feeling, it's this, it's that, and they'll
yeah.
talk about some words, but it's quite hard for them just to have a clear definition of it. And in Love
Mm.
Remixed, I've put a clear definition of what I feel that love actually is for people. But
Mm.
the second thing is we can't visualize it. So if I said visualize love for me,
Mm.
most people will think about another human being,
True.
right?
Straight away, you're thinking about something else.
You might think about your wife or your kids or your
Yeah,
partner
yeah,
or your mum or dad, or you'll think about someone else.
yeah,
And that's, yes, you can love those people, but that's not exactly what love is. Love
yeah,
is here. You are love. It's, hey, I could go on for ages on this one, but we must we must understand it. I've put absolutely everything into this book, including coaching and advice and tips for people. And I really hope that it connects with a lot of people because I think that, hey, love is the message.
Yeah,
You know, it's everything. And for me, love is foundational. A lot of people want success, but
yeah,
they don't actually understand love, and therefore they don't really succeed quite how they as well as they could.
yeah. So why now? I know there's a lot of like, I know you should try and cut out the noise from the outside world. Yeah, but there's obviously a lot of things going on the outside world at the minute. But why now? Why launch the book now?
Well, a few things. I mean, the world needs love, right?
Yeah, yeah,
All you need is love. I think the Beatles might have sung that one, wasn't it? Or
yeah, yeah,
but the other thing is I've been thinking about it for a while.
yeah,
I'd had it 80% written, and then I started writing Money Remix with Paul Grant. And
yeah,
then with Lewis Senior and Paul Grant, we wrote Personalities Remix, which is here, and
yeah.
that's all about equilibrium in the colours. So Love Remix was sitting there, and it was kind of hadn't got to it, but I
Mm.
was like, it needs to go out, and it needs to be honest. It was going to be out for Valentine's in February,
Yeah.
but hot off the press, it's going to be available this week before Christmas. So I'll let you know all more about that in due course. But watch my
Exciting.
socials. Yeah, watch my socials because it's going to be available for a Christmas present if you want to give a Christmas
So
present to
you can
someone.
actually get a book ready for Christmas for someone stocking.
Yeah, it's ready to go. Yeah, yeah, it's ready to go. You'll see the
Santa's aware
Amazon
of it
link.
as well.
Yeah, you'll see the Amazon link. It's ready to go. If you order it on Thursday, the 18th of December this week,
Yeah.
when we're recording this, if you record it, if you buy it on the 18th, it will be ready for Christmas, and you'll be able to give it to me.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
You managed to get it.
we got it done. We got it out. We pushed. I'll tell you what. It's largely down to you.
Yeah.
It's largely down to well, I could say it's largely down to John Lewis,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
certainly, the whole idea. I knew it was ready to go and it would be ready by February for Valentine's. But to be honest, I saw the Where Love Lives advert. I thought about your sweatshirt after I got your mailer and I rang you up and went, David, we need to talk. We could tie this all together.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we pushed it through, and we will be, into the new year, we'll be doing joint, sweatshirts and books and everything else
Yeah.
in order to share the love with people. But
Yeah.
but the other thing I have to say is that I don't think AI can teach you what love is,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, and AI is good for a lot of stuff. All
Yes.
right, it's good for a lot of things,
Yeah.
but it is not a human being, and it cannot really teach a human being what love is. And so therefore, I think you can only learn that from other human beings.
Yeah.
And therefore, why now? Well, what a great time to put a book out about love because I think you need to learn that from another human
Do you
being.
know what? I think there's the connection as well when you with obviously AI and the way the society is, what I mean, the social media, the interaction with other human beings, this, it's all, and obviously you're in London, I'm in Cardiff at the minute, I mean? At least we can get, right, I can see you, but it's actually our physical contact, becomes less. So the world is changing, obviously. Yeah.
And
But
when younger people, I observed this on Friday.
yeah,
We did an e-color session with a group of school children, and younger
yeah,
people, they're not necessarily getting the level of social contact that we used to
yeah,
have, as in all connecting together in certain ways. So any tools that you can have at your fingertips that can bring people together are
yeah,
going to become even more valuable rather than just staring at screens and whatever. So there's advantages to connection and Zoom and Teams and all these other great tools we have nowadays that we never had before.
yeah.
But there's also disadvantages, and you need to understand that, and you need to arm your workforce or your loved ones or your people around you. You need to arm them with things so they can go out into the world. And to be honest, Love Remixed, is a great tool that I hope many people read because it has got the tools in it to arm people to be able to go out and actually make the best of themselves,
Yeah, yeah,
and be successful, in
yeah,
their chosen whatever they choose to do.
yeah.
As a human being, you need to understand the foundational part of love, otherwise you're going to be all over the shop. So,
What's the simple, there's obviously the simple thing, but like for all those like teenagers, all those people, those like the people that, are living their life on phones. What is it? What tips are in the book that, you can give them, you know?
a huge amount, mate, a huge amount. I mean, I'm going to give you the definition of love right now.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect.
Total acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Total acceptance
Of total acceptance of just
of
everything.
yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, start there.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't want you to do this right now, Dave, right? But later on, get naked and go and stand in front of a mirror. I don't want you to do this now, but go and get naked and stand in front of a mirror. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that just
Do,
they
do you know
can't do
what?
it.
It's just just looking, if you start naked in front of the mirror looking, that's uncomfortable. Just thinking about that.
Right. So just thinking about that is uncomfortable, let
Yeah.
alone doing it.
Yeah.
Right. If you are able to start bollock naked,
Yeah.
in front of a mirror and look at yourself and go, I totally accept you,
Yeah.
Mark, Dave, whatever. And there might be a couple of little bits you're like, actually, I don't love that bit too much, or
Yeah.
but the uncomfortable feeling is good. That's good.
Yeah.
Just found your work that you need to do, right?
Yeah.
Now, many people will go through their entire lives, get to their deathbeds, and never do this,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But the key point is until you can totally accept you, the body you live in, the physical body you live in,
Yeah.
your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, who you are as a human
Mm.
being, you can totally accept it, and you know what's right and what's not right. You know
Mm.
your beliefs, ethics, morals, society, but just totally accept. I don't know. I'll give you. It's coming up to tax time, right?
Yeah.
And I get like big old tasty chunky tax bills nowadays. Because I'm successful. Thank you. That's great. But people, oh, tax. I just totally accept it. I go, it's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There's the money. Great.
Yeah.
It's all the things that people find to moan about or blame, shame, or complain about. Um, Total acceptance.
Yeah.
And once you can really, I mean, really get that,
Yeah.
you are then in a place where, guess what? You can totally accept another.
Yeah.
It could be a partner, a parent, child, whatever. I mean, most healthy mothers totally accept their children.
Mm.
Yeah, and fathers
Mm.
too. Let's be
Yeah. Yeah.
let's be clear. But most healthy parents will totally accept their children,
Mm.
and then guide them and stuff like that. But they may not totally accept themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't necessarily then totally accept another, even if you're trying to
Mm.
or doing your best to. You can't necessarily do it unless you've worked on yourself first. So that's the crux of it, and that's honestly the best advice I can give someone is to learn absolute healthy total acceptance.
I think do you think as well, right? In this day and age, there's the programs like Love Island. I don't know, I've seen that. I haven't watched it, but
Oh, you watch it
I
all the
understand
time.
what
I
it's
know
all
you do.
about. There's the pressure, right? I think that go again and again, look at yourself in the mirror. You can pick faults straight away because social media and the press and everything the media will present. This is what a good-looking man, this is what a good-looking woman should look like. This is what success is. This is what, you've got this, you drive this car, you wear this type of clothing, you want this watch in your hand. And as everyone's like, you compare and you're always comparing. So I think that it's easy to not accept because you've got all this noise around you. But how do you shut that down noise?
So can you remember two? There's two really big quotes from Life Remixed. I don't know if you'll remember them, but there's two really big quotes about that, right?
Yeah.
The first one
Mm.
is comparison is the thief of joy,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I remember that.
So remember that.
Yeah.
So you start
Yeah.
thinking about it, you start thinking, hang on a minute, am I comparing
Yeah.
myself to, John down the road or,
Yeah. Yeah.
Shirley over, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Am I, comparing myself to other people because it will take away your joy.
Yeah.
It could also motivate you to
Yeah.
improve. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're like, well, hang on, they're doing great. I need to know what they're doing so I could be motivated. But
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
allow it, it could take away your joy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it
Yeah.
takes away your joy, then you're not in gratitude or total acceptance or anything good. So
Yeah.
that's a bad place to be. So
Yeah.
comparison is the thief of joy. And the
Yeah.
other one is what anyone else thinks of you is none of your business.
Do you know what? That's right. I've said that to so many people. I've said it to so many people. And you know what? It's great. But they've gone, what? What do you mean?
Yeah. Which
Well, what
means
they think of
I
you.
spent half my life worrying about what other people think of me.
Yeah. And it's like, well, like that quote is just brilliant. I've used it so many times.
Thank you.
And it makes sense. It makes complete sense.
As does total acceptance.
Yeah.
But the thing with my 12 months of coaching, and if you remember, I think we did two, I can't remember, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. We were,
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
working
yeah,
together.
yeah.
It takes long and patient effort in
Mm.
self-control to be able to master it.
Yeah, yeah,
And the only way I mastered it was going through the life remixed terrible experiences. It's a
yeah,
bit like the Shawshank Redemption.
yeah,
Swimming through the
yeah,
pipe, the sewer pipe to get out the other side. To
yeah,
actually then be in the kind of like the light or whatever, and just be like, oh my god, thank you.
yeah, yeah,
um, but it takes long and patient effort for a human being to be able to get there, and that's
yeah,
why as a yellow e-color, I like to
yeah,
help. I want to help people, and my experience is that the tools that I've got have helped me, and therefore I want to share them with others, and
yeah.
that's why Love Remixed is now.
So with this book, what can people expect differently from this one from the others? I obviously I
Well,
know the topic is
yeah, but
different, but
I mean,
is there different? Is there different tools in it?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
There's there's a little bit of my story intertwined,
yeah,
but not as much because most of my story's in there.
yeah,
There's other little bits that I've kind of intertwined into it to sort of help people kind of join the dots, if you like.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then at the end of every chapter, there's actually coaching advice.
Right. Okay.
So I've actually at the end of every chapter, not just I put the if you remember in Life Remix, I put the remix opportunities.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This time I've gone into more depth. So I've actually gone right. Okay, reflect and remember remix opportunities,
yeah,
and now some coaching advice.
yeah,
And it's so if you like, it's a coaching manual to help you get to that place that because until you are able to really nail love and
yeah,
really understand love, I liken it to you the fly against the window.
yeah,
You
yeah,
just keep banging your head against the window. In
yeah,
the end, you'll just die
yeah,
on the windowsill.
yeah,
But actually, if you just keep, banging your head against that window, and then all of a sudden you read Love Remixed, and you just go, "Oh, hang on a minute, there's another way to do this," and you fly out into the,
yeah, yeah,
but and that's the challenge of the book is the book is there to give you some great information that I've learned, how I've helped myself and helped others with this work, and then also good coaching advice that's literally in there. And if you follow it, it might take some time, but if you follow it, you will actually it's like anything, right? If you read a book once, go, that was interesting, put it down,
yeah,
whatever. But if you go back and you keep reading it and you study it, and you remember I advised you to watch The Secret 100 times. You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah,
Repetition is mastery. Keep going back, keep going back. More. I need to get more of information in. And when
yeah.
you do, you will be a happy, healthy, and very wealthy individual.
I suppose that's the hard part, isn't it? It's like because the noise of everything, busy lives, and people, certainly this is, my experiences where, you tend to, I used to tend to read the book towards the end of the day in bed. When you're tired and you got, and certainly, and I'd lack energy and I couldn't really I was just reading it just because I needed to read. But then I changed it. I thought, hang on, let's do it when I've got energy in the day. And then you take in, and that's those little differences for me personally. That helped me then as well. And again, reading the book, once you finished it, you don't put it away and get that gas dust. You said, read it again. And it is, and that did make a difference for me then as well, understanding things.
And also ask me what to do about the media.
Yeah.
Go on.
Say it again, sorry.
Ask me what to do about the media.
What did you do about the media?
Switch it off.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah,
At least switch it off. I mean, look, we
yeah,
need to be informed, right? We need to
yeah,
understand what's going on in the world, 100%.
yeah,
But switch it off
yeah,
if it is able to negatively affect you,
yeah,
right? So I switched it off for 30 days. Bob Proctor told me to do that.
yeah,
He said, switch the media off for 30 days. Do not look at any apps. Do not put the telly on. On the news channels. Just switch it off for 30 days.
yeah.
So I challenge anyone if they're having that kind of like if they're caught up in all that kind of negative news cycle or whatever, switch it all off for 30 days.
Mm.
Ignore it. If there's something important, someone will come and tell you about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Guaranteed.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. True.
Yeah, right. And then
It's true.
after 30 days, go back to it and put it on and see
Yeah.
if you can watch it objectively.
Yeah.
If you're able to watch it objectively, then you can dip in and out and watch. But if you're still getting, I don't know, the only word I can say is triggered. But if
Yeah.
you're still getting triggered through fear, anger, any of the negative emotions,
Yeah.
switch it back off again.
Yeah.
Go another 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And until you are the master of it. I can watch news media and everything else now completely objectively.
So you just hear it, see it, and it doesn't affect your
I
mood.
observe it. Doesn't bother
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. Doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't affect my mood.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect my emotions or my thoughts. I'm in charge of what I think. I'm
Yeah.
in charge of what I feel. And if you knew
Yeah.
me when I was younger, which you met me briefly, but I was not that bloke when I was younger at
Yeah.
all. But I'm in charge of what I think. I'm in charge of what I feel, and I'm in charge of what I do. And if I decide to switch on a news media because I want to watch something, I'll watch it and I'll watch it objectively. And it
Yeah.
might, 9 times out of 10, it's something that's quite sad that's happened in the world. But
Yeah.
I'll watch it objectively and be like, oh, yeah, that's really awful. And then I'll think about how I can help. Perhaps I can help.
Yeah.
But if I can't, I cannot get caught up in that emotion. It is not useful for me in any
Yeah.
way, shape, or form to be impacted
Yeah. Yeah.
by negative news media. It does nothing for me. So
Yeah.
therefore, switch it off
Yeah. It makes sense.
until you can deal with it.
Yeah. 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 Of course.
Yeah, and you're
With
right. It makes logical sense, but
it's
people
doing
don't.
it.
It's the so I spoke to you about this before. A successful person aligns what they think, what they feel, and what they do.
Yeah.
Right. But if your thoughts and feelings are out of alignment and then your
Mm,
actions are a little bit all over the shop,
mm,
things are difficult.
mm. Yeah. Completely.
And we've all been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely. With obviously you've done talks now. You're a master in chatting to people in big audiences, and people come up to you. What do they ask you? What is the thing with love? What's the one question or the one topic that they always come up to you and ask for advice on?
The biggest the biggest challenge that people have,
Yeah.
and this is just an observation, and I've written the book in certain places about being a masculine man and a feminine woman, but essentially we can all be masculine and feminine. I've
Mm,
got a feminine energy as part of me.
mm,
I have a masculine energy as part of me, and which one I'm in at certain times can balance out,
mm,
as it does between me and my wife. Sometimes she's got a masculine energy and she can be in that, and I could
mm,
be more in my feminine energy. There is no right or wrong here. And
mm.
I only use masculine and feminine because we haven't come up with any better terms. But I
Yeah.
have to be very clear, this is not about gender at all,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter your gender,
Yeah.
So there's all that gender conversation. This is not part of it. We all have a masculine and a feminine energy as
Yeah.
people. So therefore, the thing that people ask me most is quite often from men, and it's quite often that they are getting nagged or I would say they are getting tested by their feminine partner.
Yeah.
And I've had multiple conversations, as you can imagine, as a coach, hundreds
Yeah.
of people now globally in the last few years that I've coached one on one,
Yeah.
not in large groups. It also comes out. But if I ask anyone who's in a feminine energy, do you test your masculine partner? 100% yes. Right. And
Yeah.
even sometimes they're like, oh, they'll be like, well, I don't do that. But then they get time to think about it and
Yeah.
they're like, no, actually, I do that.
Yeah.
And that's fine, by the way. It's great. You know what I mean? That's exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
The feminine energy part of ourselves as human beings tests the masculine part of the human being.
Yeah.
And then so that can go on within a human being. We describe feminine as emotions and masculine as logic, but those
Mm,
two things can be tested,
mm,
testing each other sometimes back and
mm,
forth, thinking and feeling.
mm,
But then you get a wife or a husband,
mm,
and you've got someone to interact with. People will actually misunderstand
mm.
the fact. If I think about all my younger relationships, unfortunately, that didn't work with some incredible feminine partners who I profusely apologize to, but
Yeah.
essentially, I failed their tests.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Day
Right.
in, day out, I failed their tests because I didn't understand. I was
Yeah.
actually very much in my feminine energy when I was younger. Music is
Yeah.
the sound of emotions.
Yeah.
So therefore, I was in the emotional side of myself, which is the feminine energy. And people misunderstand this in relationships, in love, and at work, and everywhere. They misunderstand that play of energy between the masculine and the feminine, and they until it is explained to them. And at the back of the book, I've actually
Mm.
got about 7 or 8 coaching clients that have contributed stories that wanted to contribute stories to it
Yeah.
about these subjects,
Brilliant.
about ways and means that they have observed in their life
Yeah.
after being coached. They've gone, oh, of course,
Yeah.
now I see it. And
Yeah.
once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the whole thing is about awareness, self-awareness, team awareness, relationship awareness. Once you have that awareness, you can't unsee it, and
Yeah.
but then you can work with it.
Yeah.
And the reason I've been with Emma 13 years now, and she's actually edited this book. She's done a brilliant job. But the reason I've been with Emma for 13 years is because from day one, I've always passed her tests, always,
Yeah. Yeah.
always. I didn't know about it
Yeah.
when I was younger, and I wish someone had taught me. They didn't, and
Yeah.
that's where I found myself.
So in the book, we can understand that process.
Big time. There's a whole process in there.
That's
And again,
brilliant. Because
I
that's
mean,
going to be because relationships both ways. I mean, I think, that's it's a huge part. Going back to what we said, the relationship that that's there's a lack of it at the minute. But then is that the reason why that people don't understand each other and how to do it?
honestly, if
Yeah,
there's two things I want to say to people,
yeah,
it's understanding the masculine and feminine energy that's going on with you and your partner,
yeah, yeah,
and understand your e-colors.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
you can do those two things,
yeah,
I believe that the divorce rate would absolutely plummet because people would suddenly be realized, oh right, they're not, they're not having a go at me, they're not being difficult, they're not being a
yeah, yeah,
pain. What they're doing is showing their energy
yeah,
and their personality.
yeah,
And I've made this connection all in the book. And I genuinely want to help as a person, as a coach, as a help me yellow helper. I want to help people, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
believe that this
yeah,
book is perfectly created and written in such a way that if you get it and you keep working at it, then the divorce rate will
This needs to be like a free, like, we got Christmas, obviously with Valentine's Day, we need to be putting Love Remix through everyone's letterbox on Valentine's Day. It's like,
What I'll
Mark
do,
Wilkinson has turned up your door.
I'll go and see the Prime Minister,
Yeah.
and I'll say to him, "Now listen here, mate. I know there might be some budget issues. Throw some money this way, and I'll go and make
You
sure
got the
everyone."
Easter Bunny, we got Father Christmas, and we got Mark Wilkinson for Valentine's Day. Why not?
Honestly, I just I've shared my experience in here because I want people
But
to get it.
it is right. What you're saying is that if people understand the two different sides of people and understand obviously the e-colors as well,
Mm.
then that's the huge part.
And that's what I've put in this book. By the way, for £9.99. So I haven't asked for a lot of money, but
Bargain.
thank you. But I've put it all in there for people to really kind of take it in, think about it, use it, and then tell me whether or not it works for them. But from my experience up to now, coaching people for the last 6 years, it works.
We're going back to like you said about looking yourself in the mirror. But what is one sort of easy tip, right, you can do straight away? And I think that one thing that I've do is smile.
Hmm.
Force myself to smile. So I've, you said just because if you force yourself to smile, you instantly,
Yeah, there is.
yeah, you can't not feel happy, can you? But perhaps some people might struggle to do that. But I've got no issue in smiling. I'm quite a smiley person anyway.
Yeah.
But when I'm feeling down, I'm feeling challenged. And then I smile, Dave, and then suddenly everything feels lighter. But what would you say is there one tip that you can?
Yeah, the only thing I would say about that is there are certain e-color personality styles that are not smilers. They're just not. They just. It's not really. They're
Yeah,
not comfortable with it. Whereas, a high yellow like me, very comfortable with smiling, laughing,
yeah,
joking. A high blue like yourself, also very people orientated, you can kind of move yourself into that because you're smiling with empathy because you
Yeah.
want people to feel good. So therefore, it's almost like a gift you're giving to them just as
Yeah.
much as yourself.
Mm.
Uh, what I would say about this and your question is start to talk to yourself
Yeah.
kindly.
Yeah.
So that inner voice that you've got, that inner voice that we've all got, that can often be very critical, tell you you're not good enough, tell you you're too fat, or specky, or whatever, I don't know, whatever, right? But that inner voice that can be quite down on you as a human being, and it's, by the way, I see it in generation after generation after generation. I've often coached two, if not three generations, from grandfather to son to grandson. I've coached people across age ranges.
Yeah.
The youngest people we've coached have been, school kids at 7 years of age with the e-colors. The oldest people are, in their 70s and 80s, right? But the critical voice that goes on inside of ourselves, we have to learn to pause that,
Yeah.
the pause button, and we have to learn to replace that. And I remember, as uncomfortable as it felt about being in front of the mirror and naked and trying to tell myself I love myself, which was hard to start with. I do understand you know, but the other thing I did, and this is probably more for men certainly, but anyone can do this. But maybe if women are doing I don't know, makeup or hair or whatever it might be. For me, it was shaving. I'd be shaving and I'd be looking in the mirror. And after I'd been coached and developed and learned a lot of these strategies, if I had the negative voice going on about, oh, it's going to be a bad day, or, oh, whatever the negative voice might be saying to me, you're not good enough, or whatever it might be, I would literally just be shaving, I'll be going like, Mark, you're a great guy. You're a great guy. You're doing a really good job in the world. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep bringing something good to the world.
Yeah.
Put out good energy today. And I would literally, I was coaching myself. And I don't know if there's loads of films and stuff around where you have an angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And which one's going to win?
Yeah.
Or there's two wolves, one of them's, negative and one of them's positive, and which one is the one you feed is
Yeah.
the one that's going to win.
Yeah.
So the one you have to feed the positive one. You have to feed the angel. You have to get that voice to just release the negative. And it takes time. It might take therapy if it's been deep in your family for a generation or more. The negative voices. Yeah, it might take therapy. It might take tears. It might take releasing energy. It certainly did for me in my 30s. But the more you can release that and then just gently start to coach yourself with a positive voice, talk positively about yourself. Dave, you're a great guy. You make great clobber.
Yeah.
You've got great family and friends around you now. You've told me great stories about your sort of upswing towards success and continued journey and stuff like that recently. Talk to yourself in that way in the morning, especially, to set yourself up. Maybe do 20 or 30 minutes of exercise or something light as well, just to, and also find a life and a vocation, a job or a business or whatever it might be.
Mm.
Find something you absolutely, love to do, something you're good at and something you
Mm.
really love to do. And like your life will make sense.
Yeah, because some people, I was one of these as well, that I found, I think from an early age, I always liked the negative, right? Because it sort of fueled me on. Because I think, well, that's the worst can happen, and then it's always like, well, hang
Well,
on.
you can use the negative for that for short term.
But yeah, but it was just I always, but then I was always, it was like, didn't expect no, that won't happen to me. That won't happen to me. I mean, and I always, and it's hard to release because some people find that a comfort having that, well, then it's that one, nothing good happens to me, that will happen, and they can't think of the positive because they find that uncomfortable.
There's a book called The Five Regrets of the Dying.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
worth, for anyone who's got that kind of mindset.
yeah,
There's another great quote from Earl Nightingale, who actually Bob Proctor worked with,
yeah,
and obviously I did some work with Bob. Um, Most people are tiptoeing through life hoping to get safely to death.
yeah,
That's not, you're not gonna you're not going to live a great life if you're in a
Yeah,
comfort zone, tiptoeing through life, trying to, or being negative and glass half empty kind of vibes or whatever.
yeah,
There is a whole other way to do this, and
yeah.
I know through my own pain and trials and tribulations, which I know you've read about
Mm,
in Life Remix. I share this stuff, and the reason I'm well qualified now to share it is because I've lived the dark side, if you like, and
yeah,
I know
yeah,
that where it ends up. I think I
yeah.
did a post today on social media, which is if you knew the power of a negative thought, you would never entertain another one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it is releasing because I again through you, it's helping me to that the negative was like understand it. I remember that you said the noise, to seeing things on a stream and then stopping it and just letting it in color, taking it from the color, going black and white, just letting it flow by, and just like yeah, let it go, and just think of yes, the comments first thing in the morning, journaling, which I still do.
Good.
So I've got, 5 years worth of journals that I
That could be your
start
book.
off
That's going to
with.
be your first book.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? Recently, I've been thinking about doing that as well. But it's just like 5 things every morning, which you've taught. I mean, is like 5 things, and they have changed, but the first two are always they stay the same. Which is I'm grateful for my health, because without health, I can't do anything else. And then I'm grateful that I've got happy and healthy kids because they are my life. And then
Beautiful,
everything else then flows underneath that. Everything's a bonus.
beautiful.
I mean, and when you think it, and I think I told you this. Yeah, I've many times when we were talking and you were coaching me,
Hmm.
I could feel the actual when you start thinking positively and you change your mindset, you can feel it in you. I said you can just absolutely feel it, and when you feel that, things just happen. It's like magic.
Funny that.
It is, but and I think I actually remember telling you, right? I said in the beginning, I said, Mark, I've started changing. I'm thinking positively. I'm starting to love myself, love my life. And do you know what? I went and picked my kids up, and I didn't hit one red light
That's
because it
right.
was like, do you remember me
I
telling you
remember you
that?
ringing me up and telling me that. Yeah, 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 totally. And let's be clear, that is beautiful example.
Yeah,
But if we go a little bit deeper,
yeah.
learning this stuff has helped you through the hardest times of your entire life.
Oh, completely. Yeah,
Without going into any more detail, right? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
learning this has helped you navigate
yeah.
some of the biggest challenges that you've ever faced.
Oh yeah, no, it's there's a lot going on in the last few years, and to come through that, I was always generally a happy person anyway, but I never thought that you've seen me actually in tears on you as well.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we can be happy. I was always happy.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah,
always this yellow,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
kids are, having a great time. But underneath it, there was, my thoughts were positive, my personality was positive, but my
yeah,
feelings were actually quite all over the shop because I'd been trained by other people around me, including my loving parents, who
yeah,
did their best, but they didn't understand this.
yeah,
I can't wait to give my mum this book about total acceptance.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I quote her in it because she totally accepted me. No matter I got up to all sorts of crazy stuff when I was younger, as you
yeah,
know. But she totally accepted me, and I think it's important to share that with more people. And masculine energy, feminine energy, we can all do with some of this to validate ourselves, but also
yeah,
to learn to love self and each other.
yeah, exactly. I've got some questions here, and I just forgot them
Yeah,
as
I mean, we're
well.
having a great chat. I have to tell people there's a whole script here, and he's not sticking to any of
I
it.
do, I know. I just got to. I've literally gone off. I've
Don't worry,
literally,
keep going. If I just find
yeah,
another
yeah.
one.
There's something with music. I know there's one in here, right, about. I got to ask him that one because that's a difficult one about the three tracks. Because like, where is that about? Uh,
Oh, if Love Remixed had a soundtrack, what three tracks
that's the
would make
one.
the playlist?
Yeah, that's the one. Because
Oof.
that, right? Because as a DJ, yeah, and someone says to you, "What's your favorite track?" And oh, bloody hell, for one night. You know what I mean? they're all for different nights, isn't they? You can't. I could you put it? So go on. I'm not going to say anything else.
No,
The
I
soundtrack
just
for Love Remixed.
yeah, it's difficult because a lot of songs about love, a little bit like a lot of the songs about money, which you know you've heard me
Mm.
speak about. A lot of the songs about love are about heartbreak.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah, one of my favorite songs ever about love is Ten City.
yeah.
Um, that's the way love is.
You're in love.
Ten City, that's the way love is.
Oh, I love. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm talking
Yeah,
about
stick. I don't know
TCC.
where you came from there, but let's move on.
TCC.
I
Yeah.
can't edit that bit out, but I would. But I'm joking, mate. Um, Ten City, that's the way love is. All
Yeah.
the
That.
big
Yeah.
beautiful strings and everything at the
Yeah.
start, and that's the way love is. It's actually about two people break up, and then go, So there's a lot of songs that are about breaking up. A great song about love is clearly Where Love Lives. So we're going to say that, aren't we? Pete Heller's Big Love would also be a great
Yeah.
track. Um, I'm reminded in Life Remix, actually, I'm reminded that a lot of the song titles were, sorry, a lot of the chapter titles were actually songs.
Yeah.
Um, Now That We Found Love, remember that? That
Yeah.
Third World, Now That We Found
Well,
Love.
I remember the Heavy D
That's it, the
boys.
Heavy D and the Boys. So the original to that was by
Yeah.
Third
Yeah.
World, and I
Yeah.
think there was probably another
Yeah.
version before that. So that's a big one. Um, and I quite like Des'ree's "You Gotta Be," which is
Yeah.
a downbeat kind of beautiful song about what you got to be to succeed. Um, and yeah, I guess no, I was going to say lost in music, but no, I mean that's just being lost in music, which I was at one point. But yeah, I think there's some good songs there. But a lot of the songs are about heartbreak, and Love Remixed is the exact opposite of that. It's actually about avoiding heartbreak and actually learning. Yeah, because here's the thing: when you love you, you can never be lonely.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you love you, you can deal with anything that comes at you.
Yeah.
So loss, grief. I've said to you before, and many people will know about the 5 stages of grief:
Yeah.
denial, anger,
Mm.
bargaining, fear, sadness, depression,
Mm.
and then acceptance.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Total acceptance
Yeah.
is actually the 5th stage of grief.
Yeah.
And if you can get past that, so I remember Ricky Gervais, and Ricky Gervais, an intelligent man. I remember him saying, funny man, an intelligent man as well. I remember him saying about that. Just imagine that every human being you meet is grieving something.
Yeah.
So what he's talking about there is people that are in either denial or anger or bargaining or sadness, depression, fear, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
They haven't reached total acceptance.
Yeah.
When you're in total acceptance, you don't grieve. You still love, you
Yeah.
still have love, you still have emotion, you have total acceptance, but you don't get caught up in the tumultuous kind of
Mm.
um, drama of life or drama of love. You are in just this place of total. I totally accept Emma.
Mm.
She's my wife. I totally accept her. Even when she's tested me, even
Mm.
when she's having a go at me, even when she's having a bit of a dig about something or whatever, or whatever it might be. I just totally accept her. It's great. She's amazing. So I totally accept her.
Do you know what? We come back around again to total acceptance. That's the pinnacle, isn't it?
That's it.
That is the
Yeah, I mean,
pinnacle.
I might be mugging myself off. You don't need to go and read the book now. You just but actually, the advice on how to get to total acceptance is very much in the book, and it's not an easy thing well, to be honest, it's not an easy thing for just about every human being I've ever met.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I've written it.
So what's with the book now? Was there any plans on doing anything, any event at all, or?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do Saturday, February the 28th. So a
Yeah.
couple of months' time.
Yeah.
We are going to do a live Life and Love remixed book
Yeah.
launch in
Yeah.
February the
Where's that?
28th at Waterloo, Brewdog in Waterloo.
Yeah.
Great event space. Should be about
Yeah.
150 people. We're looking forward to seeing everybody again. I hope for you and Matt and
Yeah.
the rest of the team will come along. But I know it's a bit of a trek, but I'd love to see you again.
Yeah.
And I'd love you to bring some great sweatshirts,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
great tees,
Yeah.
because these are great for people. And tell people about the love angle of what you do,
Yeah.
because these song titles are important, and we want as many people as possible wearing them. And I'd like John Lewis to stock this, please.
Yeah.
And But yeah, I think that getting people together and talking about. I mean, another reason that we've kind of brought this forward and got it out, 2 weeks before Christmas, or a week before Christmas, is because I want people to start reading it now and
Mm.
then come to the event in February and actually ask me all the tough questions they want to ask me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if they're as far along on the other side of this, as in not accepting at all of
Yeah.
themselves or others, they that they need to come on this journey. And I
Yeah.
want them
Yeah.
to ask me, I want them to ask me every single tough question they can possibly think of at that live event.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
So so ticket wise for that, is that going to be?
It's on event right now. I'll
Yeah.
get the book out this week, and next
Yeah.
week I'll start sharing more about the links and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's very cost effective for a day, you know what I mean? And look, Brewdog in Waterloo is great. There's lots of great food there and stuff like that as well. So
Yeah.
we will have an excellent day.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to meeting you again and catching up with the remix community that we've built. But
Yeah.
I'm also
Yeah.
looking forward to meeting lots of new people as well, because
Yeah.
I believe as and when Love Remix gets into people's hands, if it's a
Yeah.
gift or whatever, I think it's going to stimulate them in a lot of ways
Yeah.
that perhaps they might like, they might not like.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't like certain things, again, that you found your work.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you need to work on. So
Yeah.
again, I'd like to make sure the whole world gets a copy somehow.
That is that a dream? That would be the dream.
8 billion copies.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sold.
Boom.
Done.
I would love as many people
And
as
you get a free jumper with every one of them.
Oh, God, come
Well,
on.
not free.
Not free. Come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's all a business. We've got to make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of people have
Completely.
problems with money. A lot of people
Yeah.
have problems with money. They don't. That's why I wrote Money Remixed, and
Money remixed.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be following it up with lots of more, books and projects around money, because a lot of people get really challenged by money. They don't really understand it, and that's a shame in itself. People need to get comfortable with love. They need to get comfortable with money. They need to get comfortable with success, and happiness and
Yeah.
everything else. But there's so many people that aren't, and therefore that's why I want to help.
Yeah. So you are the remixer of tracks, the remix of life, a remix of money, or the remix of love. What do we expect next into 2026?
Well, first of all, before I go on to that, one of my friends, one of my colleagues actually that I work with in Equilibria, has started calling me Doctor Love. So that's going to be the theme tune, Doctor
Yeah,
Love.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna start being the new Mark Wilkinson theme tune,
Brilliant.
Doctor Love.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but first and foremost, I really want to help. I put out 3 books this year. Money came out, I think, back in March. Personalities came out in June, and now this
yeah,
one out just before Christmas.
yeah,
I probably won't put out 3 books next year. I want to give
yeah,
room for these to breathe more
yeah,
and actually get more people to read and understand and listen to them. There is audio books of all of these as well.
yeah,
Um, and uh, and I have 1 or 2 ideas of books that I kind of want to bring it all together, because once you've shared your story, like you've done with journaling,
yeah,
once you've shared your story, you don't have to think about it anymore.
yeah,
So I don't have to share Life Remix story anymore. It's done. If you want to
yeah,
read it, it's in a book.
yeah,
Great. I
yeah,
hope you enjoy it. I hope you get some value out of it. Many people have.
yeah,
And there it is. So I don't have to think about that anymore.
yeah,
So everything I think about now is what tools I can use to add value to other people's lives. So money was about that. Personalities, understanding personalities was about that. Love is about that. And so the next ones will be, health, happiness. I'm giving you a few ideas here, but these are
yeah,
things
yeah, yeah,
that are in my mind about ways and means that I can actually share the difficult challenges I've had, because
yeah,
I didn't have any money because I got
yeah,
bankrupt. I had terrible health and thought about suicide at one point. Never would have done it, but it was
yeah,
there. Um, I didn't love me, and therefore the rest of the world didn't love me, and all my
yeah,
relationships went to shit. Right? And so I'm quite well qualified to write about these things now, because I know how bad I've messed it up so many times in all of these
yeah.
areas.
You got the proof. The
Yeah.
proof's in the pudding. You've come out of it.
Well, yeah, remixed. I've
Yeah,
remixed,
yeah,
upswing. And now all I want to do is just share that with other people. And some people love that, other people don't. That's also fine.
yeah.
For me, it's just very much about um, connecting with as many people as possible as I can on this planet while I'm here for the next, who knows, 40, 50 years. I hope.
So if we can sum up now, right, Love Remix, and you're going to say, right, why should someone just, what is it in a few words, sentences, what is it, Love Remix, why should they go and get it?
Well, the subtext is remix your love, transform your life.
Yeah,
And the subtext is no matter what you're looking for
yeah,
around success, whatever that looks like to you,
yeah,
you have to have love remixed. You
yeah.
have to. I would not be the man that I am today without understanding every single thing that's in this book and applying it, using it every single day of my life.
Mm,
Because there are moments when we are all challenged.
mm,
There are moments where things get a little bit difficult. There are moments when we're like, oh, right, how do I work this one out?
mm,
Without the strategies in this book,
yeah,
in fact, all four books, but we're talking
yeah.
without the strategies in love.
It's
Um,
the biggest emotion.
it's everything.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
is everything. I'm sure there's a
yeah,
song there as well.
yeah,
Everything is love. Love is everything, and until we master love, everything else we're kind of scrabbling about for.
yeah, yeah.
And I think it's very powerful to get it.
Yeah, I think because everyone wants to be happy, but you can't be happy if you're not in love with yourself as well, or in love with. So
If you don't
that's where,
understand, if you simply don't understand what love truly is about,
yeah, yeah, and that because everyone says, well, not everyone, but I
a
would
lot
say
of
most probably are looking to be happy, and and you can have all the money in the world and not be happy.
the word you're using there is really interesting as well.
Yeah,
Looking.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
A lot of people are looking to be happy.
yeah, yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people are looking to be money, wealthy.
yeah, yeah,
Lot of people
yeah,
are looking for love.
yeah, yes.
Doesn't work like that.
It's yeah. So this is going back to naked in the mirror, starting there. Do you know what I'm going to be doing?
Yeah. I can't wait. Send me a photo. No. But the point is that yeah, it's such a
Yeah,
it's I can't if you don't want to get completely naked in a mirror, go and do the shave or do the
yeah, yeah,
hair,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
just start talking to yourself more positively and build up to that the other
yeah,
thing, the looking in the mirror and all that stuff. But you know, get on this journey, get on it because you only get one life. I think
yeah,
Bob Marley said one love.
yeah,
I could go into all kinds of
yeah. You, it's
religious text. Actually, there's religious text that tells you every single religious text from around the world.
yeah,
Every single one of them says God is love,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and so therefore
yeah,
we need to understand what love is all about if we're going to be in tune with humanity,
yeah,
life, love, success, money. I mean, you name it. Love underpins everything.
yeah. Well, I can't wait for Thursday. I'm ordering my copy on Thursday. So
Mate,
on that now as well, we're going to just so we'll finish up the saying that the collaboration between us two is that we are going to be looking at doing some opportunities within the music and Mark Wilkinson's Love Remix book.
yeah,
So yes, watch out for the obviously we got a collection of I said the Where Love Lives, What You're Wearing. I got Big Love, Show Me Love. So what we're looking to do is partner up in the new year
yeah,
and
100%. And we're very aligned on this one.
yeah,
And that's why we've reached out and we're having this conversation.
yeah,
And I think that, the style of what you're doing, the quality of what you're doing, and the style of what you're doing is
yeah,
very, very powerful. And
yeah,
again, more people, and it just takes time and effort and energy. You know how long it takes, right? But
yeah,
time, effort, and energy, and belief, and drive, and total acceptance, so you don't get frustrated by stuff.
yeah, yeah,
And actually you just go, oh, it's all right, it's just the next step, you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
fine, and you just keep like pushing out and reaching and helping as many people as you possible, give them great clothes. Listen, when I open my package from In the Music, I feel great joy.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
You
Thank you
know,
for that. yeah,
thank you for that joy that you bring to me because I put it on and I feel great and I love it.
yeah, yeah,
That is part of the experience, right? And
yeah, yeah.
so I love you guys. I love what you're doing.
Well, it all so these designs all come from love anyway, because it's memories that me,
mm,
that I can remember that I've had a great time. I mean, everything because in the music it was all about actually, being in there, and in the music can mean, whatever music you're into, but obviously for me, it's relating to the house music, dance music, and it's all joyful time and loving time. You mean, and
well,
that's we just put a transfer into our designs and hope that people like them as well. But
and
it's
let's be
great
clear.
that
Let's be
the
clear.
way love lives.
People are buying them, aren't they? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'll cut
yeah,
you off.
yeah.
People are
It's
buying them. People love them. But you were going to say about where love lives. Go on.
Yeah, so then Where Love Lives was the first one. I mean,
Mm,
because it's the heart.
mm.
The record sleeve is two hands, yeah, holding a heart. Yeah, and I remember thinking that's gonna be my first one.
And that piano, the first time you heard it.
Yeah, I cried when I seen the advert.
Of course you did. Of course you did, because you're top color blue and you love. But to be honest, it got me a little bit as well. I was like,
Yeah.
and I think that's when I say music is the sound of emotions, I really
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Music is the sound when a singer sings, when a producer
yeah,
produces, when a DJ DJs. It's
yeah,
the sound of that emotion
yeah,
of that human being, and they're
yeah.
communicating it with you through music, which I think
Music, exactly.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I can see a future of Love Remix sweaters. I can
Yes.
see, Life Remix t-shirts. I can see where we can go together here
Yeah.
and really, help each other get the message out further and further.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess there's one other question that you probably have missed, but you probably want to ask me,
Yeah.
which is the very last one
Yeah.
on this list. Can you remember what it is?
Go on.
Should I,
Go
should I
on.
tell you?
Go on. Yeah. So get
I'm,
my.
I- I'm looking at it. You need to scroll. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Um, my favorite track of all time.
Yeah.
One thing that instantly lifts your mood. What would that be? So if I'm asking myself that question,
Yeah.
it is actually about love, but again,
Yeah.
it's about heartbreak, right? Which is
Yeah.
interesting. A lot of the songs are about passion and heartbreak, and
Yeah.
which is not a total acceptance, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. There's a track by it's sung by Susu Bobian,
Yeah.
and it's called "You Don't Know."
Yeah.
And it's got the same or similar bass line to 10 City, Right Back to You.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dun, 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 sort of
Yeah.
rolling bass line.
Yeah.
And Susu Bobian is singing about a relationship breakup. And the
Yeah.
song is "You Don't Know What You Did to Me."
Yeah.
And I'll be all right. I'll be all right. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff. It's so powerful, right?
Yeah.
If I remember, Dave Lee played it at the Southport Weekender
Yeah.
back in earlier this year in March, which I go to now every year religiously. It's just
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You would love it, Dave.
Yeah.
But he played it in the main room, and I just was pogoing up and down, even on my dodgy knees. But yeah. So, anyone who has never heard that record,
I'm gonna listen to it.
Susu Bobian, it's
Yeah.
actually by Mass Syndicate
Yeah.
featuring Susu Bobian.
Yeah.
You Don't Know.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives me goosebumps. It's just,
Yeah.
and you listen to it, and
Love that.
you listen to the power in
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
voice when she's singing.
Yeah.
I think it's about a life experience from
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
She's singing something. Oh, so powerful. So anyway, there you go.
Love that. I'm gonna be YouTubing that. I'm gonna Spotify whatever that in a minute now.
Well, first of all, mate, I would like to say thank you for this time together. It's fantastic to see you. It's fantastic to have this continue to build this relationship. But it's also really fantastic to see that you're happy,
Yeah.
healthy, wealthy. You told me that other people have recognised that you've
Yeah.
overcome some challenges, and that
Yeah.
you're in a good place, and that your friends and family and people really love and appreciate you. And I just think it's great, Dave. So well done,
Thanks,
mate.
buddy. Now, but like I said, it's all you're a huge part of that as well. Huge, huge, huge parts
Thank
to
you.
help me and understand me on how best to deal with things. And it goes back to loving myself. I had to, and understand the process and others in as well. But I'm excited to read this book. Life Remix obviously connected us straight away. Yeah, and I was in Tenerife this year with my kids, and I was reading Money Remixed because, again, with my personality, I can potentially think about money in a different way, but I understood that, it's there to be used.
Yeah, yeah, it's a tool. It's
Um,
a tool.
but I'm grateful. So this Thursday, people can buy.
Thursday, the 18th of December.
Yeah,
People can buy it on Amazon, so they've got time
yeah,
to get it into the Christmas stockings of the people that
yes.
they love, and also yeah, enjoy it and read it over Christmas. Yeah, and just hey, what can I say? Share the love, right?
I love it. Mark, thank you so much. Love to you and Emma as always. And a
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
You're a diamond. Thanks, Dave. Nice one.
Thanks, buddy.